Yeah, my favorite thing about this guitar is the fact that you can now play electric guitar anywhere without bringing an amplifier with you. So yeah, I'm talking about the Enya Inspire Smart Guitar with the built-in speaker and built-in effects. There's an app that goes with it, all kinds of stuff. Now, I've already done a video featuring and demoing this guitar, and I wanted to do a follow-up video on it because there were two really key questions that came up in the comments section of my original video. And I wanted to, the questions were so good and so important that I wanted to make a video addressing them. So the two big questions are, number one, how durable is this guitar? It's got all these built-in electronics, it's got computer parts, a circuit board, this kind of thing. Is the guitar going to be able to take a beating? Is the guitar really fragile? If you drop this guitar or bang it against a wall accidentally, are you going to break the internal electronics? That was question number one, a totally valid, really good question. Question number two has to do with the battery, right? How is the battery going to last, and can you replace the battery in the guitar? Because sure, it still has a 1/4-inch output jack here. You can plug it into a regular amplifier like any other guitar, but really the big selling point of this guitar is that it's all self-contained. It has an internal battery, it has an internal amplifier, and all these cool electronics. And so if the battery gets old and dies to the point where you can't use the guitar anymore the way it was intended, well, that would suck, right? And look, this is a totally valid concern, because let me just talk for a minute about my NUX Mighty Space amplifier. This is a really cool, very loud, powerful, battery-powered amplifier, but it doesn't use traditional batteries. It's got an internal lithium-ion battery. And I've had this amp now for 4 to 5 years, and unfortunately I've noticed a big degradation in the battery capacity, the battery life. I used to be able to run this amp at full volume for hours and hours. Now, if I'm running it off the battery, if it's not plugged in, I'm lucky to get 45 minutes out of it, which really cuts down on the usability of the amplifier. And again, that's 4 to 5 years after it's new, but you don't want that to be the limiting factor of a piece of equipment, right? The battery life. You want to be able to replace the batteries easily if you run into that problem. So regarding the battery on here, it has a battery which is replaceable, and I'm going to show you guys some close-ups here of the back of the guitar. You can see it just right here. I've got the big back plate off, and there's another cover here which covers the electronic components. But right here, there's a battery compartment. And now, to be clear, this is not as easy as replacing like a 9-volt battery on a guitar with active pickups or something like that. There's a big plug that goes in here, and you really want to be careful of it because there's some exposed electronics and stuff here. But the big key here is that the battery can be replaced, and you don't have to do any soldering or anything like that. There's just a plug where an electronic plug that goes in and out as far as the battery power. Now, the battery itself here is, I got it somewhere, yeah, is pretty interesting. It actually doesn't have any markings on it, and it's got a plug with 5 different wires here. But to me, this looks like 2 18650 size lithium-ion batteries just packaged together. So if for some reason you're playing this guitar in the future, years in the future, and you can't get one of these original batteries to replace the battery, you could buy a couple of 18650 lithium-ion batteries, which are super, super common, and you could probably make a replacement battery very, very easily and inexpensive. Now, the other thing that I should mention with this back cavity here is there's this big plate which goes just like that, right? And what you have to do in order to get this off is there are these sort of rubber plugs on the back of the body which cover the screw holes. And you need to really dig in there to get those plugs out, and then you get access to the screw holes. And something I noticed is there are little stickers with some kind of Chinese writing that I don't understand over the screws. So I think that is basically like a seal that you're breaking in order to remove those screws and then remove the back cavity. So I'm not 100% sure, but I've got a feeling by taking this off and breaking those seals on the screws, I've probably voided the warranty of the guitar. So that's really kind of the bottom line of that. The battery can be replaced, but it's not really meant to be easily replaced as like a normal thing you would do with the guitar. I think it's more the kind of thing where after you've had the guitar for a really long time, the warranty is already done with, right? It's in the past, and for some reason you have to replace the battery, maybe the battery life is diminishing, then yes, it's technically possible to replace it, but they're not really expecting you to do that, if that makes sense. Okay, now the other question, right, was the durability of the guitar. Can we drop this guitar and will it still work? Are we going to damage any of the components? Because yeah, unfortunately, as careful as we are with our instruments, you know, if you're out there playing it or somebody picks it up and, you know, hey, Butterfingers, they drop it or something, those things do happen. Is it going to totally ruin the guitar? Well, there's only one way to find out. Okay guys, so here's what we're going to do. I've got the guitar in the gig bag that this thing comes in. So here it is right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the guitar on. See if we can get it here. Okay. And I'm going to put it in the gig bag and we're going to drop this thing and see if it keeps working. Okay, so the guitar is on and let's just do some of the drops that, you know, real stuff that you might experience. Let me adjust this a little bit here. Right there. Okay, so the guitar is on, and first let's just do some of these here. Okay, you can hear it, it's still on. Okay, that's dropping the headstock. Let's go like this. Okay, now let's test it out, see if this thing is still working. Okay, no problem. It's been on the whole time. I'm not going to cut this shot, so you know I'm not editing anything. And let's do one more. I'm really going to drop it now. Here we go. So the guitar's still on. Ooh, ouch. Okay. It's intact, and it still works. A little bit out of tune, but no problem with the electronics. Okay guys, so there you go. That was the test. I hope you felt that was a realistic test. You know, I didn't want to drop it just the bare guitar on the pavement there. You know, I don't want to ruin the finish or do anything, you know, deliberately damage it, right? But dropping it in a case like that, you know, if you were taking it out of your car and it slipped or it fell, it was leaning up against a wall and then fell over, that's the kind of typical drops that a guitar might experience. And yeah, it still works. It passed the test. Now, the other thing I should mention that was more of a complaint that I was reading in the comment section of the first video was the price of the guitar. $599, $600. And granted, that includes a nice gig bag and some accessories and so forth, but some people felt that that price was too high. Number one, I don't think the price really is that high considering all the things it can do, because you're buying the guitar itself. Plus, imagine buying one of these modern, like, smart amplifiers, like a Positive Grid Spark or something like that. You're buying that too, only it's built into the guitar, and then it works with the app on your phone, like all that other stuff. So I really don't think that $600 is an unreasonable price for it. But the other thing is these guitars are sold through Amazon, and, you know, I've got a link down below, and I had a link in the first video. And they've got a coupon through Amazon that you can apply on there that takes $100 off the price. And sure, it's like, okay, well, that's a sale, that's not the normal price. But they've had that coupon on there for like a month now, or at least since I did the first video. And it hasn't gone away. Maybe at some point it will. But as far as this initial launch of these guitars, that it's really more of like a $500, $499 price than $600. And that, I think, takes a lot of the edge off of the price. Okay, guys, but I want to know, again, what you think about this guitar. And because this is a follow-up video from my first video, let me know, you guys that bought the guitar. What do you think of the guitar now? How do you like it? Some questions here. Is it loud enough? Do you like the tone in person? Is the app easy to use? All you guys out there that bought these guitars, let me know that stuff down in the comment section below. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this cleared up any questions you had in my original video. As usual, I'm going to have links for everything I was talking about down in the video description below. I'll have a link for the guitar, plus my original video, and my social media and online YouTube course and all that stuff. Guys, thanks a ton for watching. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks. I'll see you in the next video.